So, Shemai, welcome to the Black Feather and Ospreys Rugby Fancast. Rhod, we've made season two, babes.
I know. How was your summer? How were your summer hauls? Did you go anywhere nice?
No, I've had no time off whatsoever because I changed jobs. I've had no time off since May, and I've got the day off next Friday, and I am so excited.
Yeah, yeah. Those
So
teachers
excited.
have it good, don't they?
I think they got to do a lot of prep. I think we think they got it good, but I think they do a lot of prep. In fact, we'll have to ask Marc
Yeah.
because Marc's obviously changed jobs. Marc can't be with us tonight. We just thought we'd do a mini pod this evening.
Hmm.
But Marc's also changed jobs, and Marc's no longer a head teacher. So we'll have to ask Marc because Marc's just worked his first summer in a long, long time.
That must have been a shock to the system.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Six
yeah,
weeks off, and all of a sudden you're like, no, mate, it's not happening.
yeah, yeah. No, I'd kill for that privilege again. I loved my school days. It was
I
it was so
liked
fun, and
school.
I've still got PTSD from that sort of shock of realization when you leave school and you realize not everyone gets the summer off. And it's
I,
been,
I,
it's 10 years on now and I'm still reeling.
it's a lot more than 10 years on for me. Um, 30 years on. 30 years on for me. I really liked school. I really liked school. I never thought, oh, I can't wait to leave school and work. Now I'm in very much firmly in the rat race. It sucks. It's a trap, kids. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Like literally don't do it. Um, you know, I was in actual work today. I was in the office, hence the dress.
Yeah, you don't have to
Um,
do that often, do you?
I do once a week. So, and I'm really lucky I get to choose my days. But I was in work today, and obviously the weather was really, really naff. So it took me an hour and 50 minutes to do a normally a 50-minute journey,
Hmm.
like FML. I was listening to my audiobook on the way home, so I got a good 2 hours of Robert Langdon's Dan Brown's new book in, which let's be frank, they're shit. They are absolute crap. They're not going to win any literary prizes anytime soon. But they page turners. They just catch me in. They're just like, yay, come in, come in. So I'm really enjoying that. But we thought we'd do a mini pod.
Yeah.
And
As you can
how was
probably
your
tell,
summer?
we're planning a chatty one, aren't we? Yeah, my
We are.
summer's been fine. Um, but yeah, there's so much seriousness out there at the moment, isn't there? And there's plenty of serious rugby commentary out there. So
There is.
I just want to put that aside for today for the most part and just try and get excited about the season ahead because I
Yeah,
desperately missed rugby over the summer. That was one of the running threads for my summer was just wanting to just forget about all the noise and just
yeah.
revel in, the
It's been
product
a
on the
lot.
field. So I'm looking forward to that again. And it was nice to get down the brewery the weekend before last as well and watch some rugby, even though you know,
Absolutely.
the quality was debatable. But no, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, and I think obviously we had the Lions, but we only had Captain Jack Fantastic at the
Hmm.
Lions. So we didn't really have much skin in that game, did we? I did enjoy it. We did go out a couple of, well, I was out every weekend for the test. Um, but we went out together um once. I went out with your dad once because your dad's
Hmm.
my new Aranka bestie. Um, so we did have a bit of that over the summer. Obviously, lots of other things going on in the world with regards to rugby. Um, I would just like to say that we've had our first review of the pod.
What do you mean?
We're budget,
Oh
Poundland.
yes. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. We'll put that on
but
our book. When we write our book, that's going to be on the front cover.
isn't that budget pod premium banter? I did love that. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
if you know, you know, guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you're
Um,
listening,
See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Um, I'm still going to get t-shirts printed for us. Um, on mine, I'm going to have 1 star. I'm going to have does not know what she's talking about, would not recommend. Um, Highlight of my life, really, being trolled. Um, it got to the point where I was sending gifts of puppies, asking them if they wanted a hug, and just not entertaining it really. It just didn't bite
Mm,
to anything. I was just like, "Are you okay? Do you need a hug?
yeah,
Do you need suicide helplines? Do you need help from Mind? Are you in crisis?"
yeah, yeah.
Um, but you do you, boo. If you feel you need various burner accounts, then crack on. I'd
There's
like
some
to
people who
say
just revel in the chaos and then they're just happy to sort of throw logs on the fire as the world sort of burns around us.
I'm like, do you know what? I saw something in light of the Charlie Kirk thing last week, which is I do not agree with anything that he's ever said, right? But nobody deserves to be shot for an opinion. Like they genuinely do not. And I saw a really good thing which I popped on Twitter, which says, I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to comment. I don't have to try and change your mind. I can just scroll on. We can still be friends. We can still, we can just move on. And I think I'd like to say thank you to Harry and Alec, who I met after the Exeter friendly in the classy Wetherspoons in Bridgend. I didn't think that I would be horrified by going anywhere, but it's a vibe. Don't know if it's my vibe, but it's a vibe. And I would like to say thank you to them because they were like, Sam, we loved what you said. Your name's out there. You put yourself out there. You are unashamedly who you are. You stand by your opinions. You're not hiding behind a fake profile. It is, you are just who you are. So thank you for saying that, lads, because that's always what I say. My real name is out there. My real picture's out there. You can find my info on social media. I don't hide nothing. I'm an open book when it comes to that. But yeah, I love it. Budget pod, premium banter.
hmm
So, thanks for the clicks
Slap
and
it
the
on a
hype.
t-shirt.
I am. I'm going to have like a star or whatever on it, and like with a Twitter print or whatever.
You
But it's
mentioned before we move on, you mentioned spoons in Bridgend. If that's going to be sort of our new stomping ground, which it is this year, we need to come up with a better Ospreys pre-drinking venue than supporting Mr. James Martin. Is it James Martin? Jim Martin? No, what's his name? James
no,
Martin is
I
lead singer
should
of
know. I
Coldplay or
work for
something, isn't
Wetherspoons
it?
as a student. This is
Whatever
so
his name
bad.
is.
It's not James
We shouldn't
Martin.
honor him by speaking his actual name on the
I
podcast,
may
but
have knew.
we should not, be regularly drinking at his establishment. I don't think there's a brand new Irish bar with a nice Guinness in Bridgend called the Dubliner, I've
The
heard.
Dubliner.
So
It's a
maybe
bit of a
maybe that
trek,
should be our
though.
roost. Is it a bit of a trek? It's not in town
Yeah,
centre.
it's up by the Asda,
Oh, is it? Okay, so it
so
is a
you've got
bit
to like
further
walk
away.
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Tim Martin who won't wear the spoons.
Tim, not Jim. Yeah.
I think he's the type of man who would like hang flags outside of his house, and he voted for Brexit. We know that. Um, yeah, flags. That's what's happened this summer. Flags. However, there was a bridge in Wales, which I'm really proud of, where loads of different nationalities hung their flag on their bridge, and somebody hung a sign which said, which could not be more Welsh, flags now, is it, boys?
Well,
Um,
my favorite one that I've seen on the socials is people going in and filling in the St. George's Cross and making it a Battenberg,
yeah.
painting the quadrants in pink and yellow.
Oh, and someone had painted it straight, and they were like, "Why has someone painted the Danish flag on a roundabout?" That oh, the world's gone bonkers in the
Yeah,
couple of months that we've had off. But
I know
we we
it's
we
eternally more crazy, but we should probably move on from
move on,
politics
move
before we
on.
piss people off
Yeah.
or piss
Um,
ourselves off. as I often
Yeah,
do.
get really annoyed and want to get like
Yeah, yeah.
burning pitch fork or whatever. Um, in other news, then announced over the summer was that St Helens is not going to be ready. We don't want to do a disservice to St Helens, so we've picked up sticks and we've moved to the brewery field for a year. Thank you very much to Bridgend Ravens for being so accommodating. Season tickets are now on sale. Get your tickets now more than ever. I get it. I understand that for some people it may be a trek, but there are talks with the Ospreys about arranging transport from Swansea to Bridgend. There's lots of parking as well that you can pre-book in Bridgend if you need to. Um, I got the train last time, 5 minute walk from the train station.
hmm
Um, I will never ever not travel first class again on the train.
It
It
is
was perfect.
probably the best way for people to do it, though, if they're coming from, you know, Swansea city
Train
centre
was
region.
25 minutes.
Yeah, and it does take you right into the centre of town. It
Yeah,
is literally like 5 minutes max from the train
yeah,
station.
down
Is
the hill.
probably even less.
Yeah, and you've
So
got to walk past pubs to get there.
yeah.
Um, Talking about setting up a base, I can't disclose too much at the minute, but the OSC is in talks about finding somewhere where we can set up
hmm
a base for the season, for supporters to get together and everything else. So as soon as I know any more about that, then I will let you know. Um, Bridgend wise, then we had a couple of outings there last season, which we quite enjoyed. Some of it was really successful for us. But our first outing of this season was that friendly against Exeter.
hmm
Um, Lots of the more established players were sat out of that. So your likes of Derry, Jack had a very well earned break. So we saw a lot of youngsters and
hmm
second choices perhaps coming on to have a bit of a run. Saw some ex Ospreys players' children and Dylan James coming on, who had a bit of a knock, bless him. Um, Exeter looked pretty good. Dab Jenkins was there. You had your photo taken with him.
I did. Yeah, me
How
and
tall is
James.
he?
He is very big boy. Yeah, yeah. Um, and it was a lovely day for it as well, wasn't it? That needs to be
It was
said. Sun
lovely.
was shining, which we haven't seen a lot of since. So
No,
yeah, it was a nice day out. Obviously some ex-Ospreys on show as well with well, an ex-Osprey on show in
Ethan
Ethan
Roots.
Roots.
He's a big
So
lad, mind, isn't he?
yeah,
He's a
yeah, and
unit.
I do still just find myself looking at him going, he's like the one that got away.
Yeah,
Um, but we've got an absolute wealth of talent in that position. It's the one space that we've just got incredible depth in. So not too concerned there with our
no,
Jack coming back to us soon. Yeah,
absolutely. Moriarty had his first run out.
took a nice try.
Um, you lovely try.
hmm
Um, you wouldn't have seen it from over your side because you were over on the terrace, but over on my side by the main stand in the second half, there was some of that Moriarty niggle.
Mm,
I don't know which Exeter player it was, but tried to keep hold of him after the ball had um, gone out from the. It was a collapsed ruck, really. Tried to keep hold of him and was holding his shirt, pulling him, trying to ragdoll him. And Moriarty got up and putting his hand on his face.
hmm
It was like a looked like he was going to get a bit aggy,
Yeah.
but the ref kind of calmed it down. So I'm
Yeah, I
looking for
saw
a bit more of that.
couple of moments from him I spotted as well, yeah, and that's exactly what we need, isn't it? That's what he's there for. A bit of it's a bit contradictory, really, but a bit of leadership and maturity, but also the willingness to push the boundaries like we know he can
You're
on
not
while
going to mess
sticking
with
on
him,
the sort
really,
of
are you?
right side of the law and the right side of the ref. He's a master at that, isn't he? And it's
He's
something we're
matured
not
as a
just
player.
like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. definitely. And hopefully he's raring to go and pretty fit after not playing too
Yeah,
much rugby last year. He has been injury prone in the last few years.
yeah,
So we'll see how he cracks on. Um, yeah. On that
yeah,
note, we did. I think Connor Moyes went off with an injury, didn't he?
yeah.
After it looked like he'd hurt his
His
shoulder, and he'd
shoulder
only just come back from a long-term shoulder injury that scuppered him for most of the last
last
season.
season,
So that
yeah.
was pretty tough to watch. It happened in the corner right where I was stood, so I saw that up close, and he didn't look happy. But other than that, I think we, survived our pre-season relatively
We rolled it out
injury
well.
free, but that plays into the fact that we've just had one game as well, which is a bit of a concern.
Yeah, and I think it was nice to see some of the younger players and the players who are potentially not going to feature heavily have
Mm,
that run out and have those minutes. And I think it for us, for the Exeter guys as well, I think it was all about giving people minutes
yeah.
um, to warm them up. And I think rotation is going to be key at certain points throughout the season for us to have that ability there. I thought Walsh played really well. Thought he,
Hmm.
had quite a good game. Again, I kind of want to wrap him a little bit in cotton wool because I think
Hmm.
there are gaps there with him where we could do with a little bit more depth in the squad around that position with
It it
him.
it confirmed for me though that he is a 15 primarily, and if we're
Yeah,
fit and firing, that is where he's starting, not in the 10 jersey. Even though I think he came as a 10, didn't he? He's on the website now as a fly half, but that's
yeah,
obviously just to cover our lack of depth in that position after Owen
yeah.
Williams has gone.
Gone.
I do think we need to make a mid-season signing at some point to pick up some journeyman who's out of contract just to carry us through, especially
Yeah,
when Dan Edwards inevitably now
he's going to
goes
go on Welsh
into
duty,
the
isn't
Welsh
he?
camp. Yeah, so we're going to be in a real predicament at that point.
Yeah, because you take it in reality, we've got what 6, 7 weeks before we face those autumn internationals,
Yeah.
and we're gonna lose the likes of Jack, Derry, Dan, Gar Tom. We're gonna
Hmm.
lose those. We're gonna lose those players, if not others within that squad.
Mm.
Um, but it was a really lovely day. I think it was so nice that lots of people had the chance and the opportunity from both sides to come on and play.
Yeah.
Some of the tries that the Ospreys scored in that second half were lovely, really
It
nice
opened up a lot
work,
more.
really
Exeter
nice
did
work
it for the
guys.
80 minutes. We sort of kicked into gear,
25.
halfway through the second half there and started playing some expansive stuff
Yeah,
ourselves. Hopefully that's a sign of how we're going to continue playing. Not the first half because that was a bit more stagnant from our end.
yeah,
But what we have learned is there is now somebody in the Ospreys squad who can compete with Jack Walsh in terms of hair and quality of it. And
it
that's
was
Harry Williams, isn't it?
Harry Williams was. I was like, I couldn't make out what color his hair was.
I don't know, like dirty blonde, sandy blonde.
I think he's a bit ginger.
Oh, I
But
didn't
I did
I
have
didn't catch
sunglasses
that, but
on.
I had the sun in my eyes. What
Um,
what um what was it? He looks tiny, but I looked at his stats and he's the exact same. Maybe not proportions. His weight distribution might be different, but he's the same metrics in height and weight as Lukey Dye. So,
yeah,
but he
he's all
looked
but
like half a foot shorter than Lukey Dye when he came on. But maybe he's just a bit more stocky or carries a bit more in his legs rather than his shoulders. But I was quite impressed with him coming on.
yeah,
He's obviously a new
yeah.
signing from. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. The Vikings um, out in. Is it Australia or New Zealand?
Don't put me on the spot. I've been in work since 7 this morning.
Sorry. Well,
Um,
Ampthill before that, anyway, is where he came from in England.
um, yeah, he's definitely a ginge. Um, yeah, I thought he looked pretty Australia, Tugger and Ong.
That's
Don't know
it.
if that's right or not.
Yeah.
Um, you could also see as well that he's come from a sevens background.
Yeah.
And I think you can always tell when they've got that level of skill because you need to be so much more skillful um, as a. And I'm not meaning this disrespectful to a 15s player, but
Hmm.
if you've ever watched sevens and seen how fast paced and skillful it is, it's a different. They're both
Yeah.
rugby, but they're both very different things.
And he did pick the
So
pace up when he came on.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Hmm.
plea from me though, I was all over the place, mate, putting in a man bun or a bauble because it was getting in your eyes and it was annoying me. I was like, give the man a bauble. Um, I can't say nothing though because my hair has been wild today. It's not reacted well to the wind and the rain. At one point, I looked like I shoved my fingers in a plug socket. Um, but I'm very much looking forward to our season away, our little holiday in Bridgend.
Hmm.
Our first tranche of games are obviously going to be away games, and we don't have our first home game until Zebra on the 11th of October.
Yeah.
So, very much looking forward to that. Very much
I'm
looking to go and see that.
I'm broadly with you. I think it's going to benefit us, a net benefit going to Bridgend. There's there's positives and negatives, and there's definitely some things that need to be ironed out based on that pre-season game against Exeter. I went to get a couple of beers in the first
Yeah,
half,
no,
and I missed 30 minutes of it. Genuinely, from kick-off, because there was a ticketing issue or a scanning issue on the way in that
yeah,
meant that queues were backed up. Don't mind queuing. It was really nice to see numbers at an Ospreys game and to actually like be in a crowd. That was fine, but nobody anticipated it, and they had a problem on the door, and it meant that a lot of people didn't get in until 5 minutes after kickoff. Everyone then crowded to the bar. There was only
yeah,
two bars open when they've usually got more. I know it's pre-season, but yeah, I joined the queue, and literally 30 minutes it took me to get a couple of beers, and I
yeah.
missed. I only saw the last 10 minutes of the first half. So,
We
a
didn't
couple of
get
things that
drinks.
need working out there. I know there's still people have concerns about access and disability access and seating as well. Um, but on the flip side of that, it's not going to be a nice place to come visit,
It's going to be
particularly if you're
hostile.
if you're top athletes for your Leinsters and some of your rich
They're not going to
French
like it.
European clubs, they're really not going to enjoy that when they're used to such high performance environments. I know everybody starts from the grassroots up, but these Welsh
They
boys
precious
they've
little
lived it.
princesses.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I don't know name a superstar, Sia Khaleesi, is
Yeah,
going to
they're
enjoy
not going to
coming
like
to
it.
no. So
No.
I don't even know. Are we playing Sharks home? I might have just
For
exposed my lack of knowledge this season of the fixtures.
for me, then bars, yes, more food options, more bars,
Yeah.
because I know that where the conservatory is, the Dunraven Conservatory, um, there's normally more freestanding bars there. So there
Hmm.
does definitely need to be more bars. I don't drink, so it didn't really bother me. But for me to get a coffee, I was this side and I'd have to walk all the way around to go and get a coffee, which is not a long walk,
Hmm.
but the queue was massive. So by the time I get out of my seat, I walk around and go and get a coffee, it just wasn't worth it for me. It
Yeah.
just like it wasn't. But I understand that that's going to be sorted.
Yeah.
Um, major plea from me, I am not precious. I have been to India. I'm not precious over toilets. Please get some decent toilets because the women's toilets, vegetation growing out of them. And no offense, I don't want to stand in anybody else's pee pee.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Not in
I
my
think that's
adult
that's a
toilet.
fair comment. That's a fair comment. And just a logistical note, if you're on the terrace this year and it's a game earlier in the day and you got the setting sun, bring a cap because the sun sets on the opposite side of the mountain and you will be blinded if you haven't got a cap, or you'll spend the entire 80
Doing
minutes,
this.
90 minutes like this and your arms will be dead at the end. So Yeah, yeah. Just a logistical note for all of you on the terrace out there.
Yeah. Um, they're going to have a club shop there. It's going to be on the main entrance in that corner. Was quite well stocked when I was in there with um lots of different things. I'd like to say thank you to Richard Lancaster because by the time I got there, the woman's it's not a hoodie this year, it's a woman's sweater. The material is lovely. Really, really, really nice. It's got two nice zip pockets on the front. It's got like a roll top up the top. But no, my green t-shirt that I had last year with like the plastic 3D label,
Hmm.
it's got that on it in white. So it's a black hoodie with grey stitching with the white 3D here. But they've also got a really nice, like my green t-shirt, the black women's t-shirt with exactly the same plastic 3D logo.
Hmm.
They didn't have my size. So I'd like to say thank you to Richard Lancaster because he's arranged to get me one in my size. So thanks, Rich. I really appreciate the email today.
Well, that's the
Um,
perfect segue into chatting about the kit then, isn't it? As if you
listen
planned
now,
it, Samantha.
listen, seamless, seamless. Um, not gonna lie, that black kit is stunning.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one of my favorite kits of all Ospreys time is the black and gold one, and it's reminiscent of that. I just love that, that black and some sort of metallic touches. Look, it does it for
Copper,
me. So it's really nice. Yeah, and obviously that's copper this time, not gold,
copperopolis.
in reference to Copperopolis. Um, and yeah, I think it's pretty nice.
It's
Yeah,
Lash. I love the fact that if you know, if you're just glancing at it, you're like, oh, that's a really nice outline on the front and the way that it curves. Anybody local knows that's the shape of Swansea Bay. And then
yeah,
just that little square dot where St Helens is, showing that's where our home is on the curve of the bay.
yeah.
Really nice touch. I can spot my house on there. Well, not my house, but I can pinpoint geographically on there where my house is,
Well,
which
I'm
I
just
think is
getting it up again
pretty
now.
cool.
So what actually does the map look like? Is it, yeah, you can see like
It's the bay.
population centers, can't you? It's almost like the
Yeah,
lighter it is,
yeah,
the more populated it is. So you
yeah.
can,
So you can
almost
see
pick out
where Kilvey
streets and
Hill is,
valleys
and
and
yeah,
yeah, yeah, you can. You
it's
can.
cool as
I
shit.
haven't properly dug into it like that yet.
Really, really cool.
Um
And the way that it
Obviously
curves around the back as well.
yeah, yeah, and St. Helens marked on it, which is a
Yeah,
pretty bold thing to do if they're not that confident that we're going to end up there. We probably won't get into will we, won't we's today, but that's
I believe.
a small good little sign, I think,
Listen, I'm
from
grabbing on.
management at the Ospreys. Yeah, we're clutching the straws, but that's a
Anything
nice
that
thing
I
for
can
me.
grab on to and hold next to my
Yeah.
chest for dear life, I'm grabbing hold of. Um, so
Obviously, it
that's
has a
our
collar, which
love a
is
collar.
fantastic. Love a collar. If the away jersey had a collar, I think I'd like it even more
That's your favourite one,
than
isn't
the
it?
home one.
Because you like
It is
that.
nice. The thing is, I'll never buy it because it's white and I'll wreck it, and I just can't be
You a
trusted in
spiller.
white. Not necessarily. Well, no, I'm not like a every time I eat I get something down me.
I
I'm
am.
just I'm a dirty boy.
Oh,
I do think.
it's Amy laughing. Oh, you dirty boy.
She's got her headphones on, thank God, in the other room. But no, I just, the way I live my life, I get dirty and I wreck nice things. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'll just
Um,
leave that there. I'll leave that
we
there.
leave it.
Somebody
I
clip
am
that.
act I am actually a spiller
Yeah,
with a mouth as big as mine. How I could miss it, I do not know. But ADHD comes into full force. I don't pay attention, and all of a sudden, it's just literally down me.
yeah,
So I love the white shirt. I love the Tiffany blue. I love
the
I can never
Celtic
say the word,
design.
the Celtic knot.
Yeah.
Love that. But I know with me, I am wrecking that.
Hmm.
Absolutely wrecking it.
For you,
But it is
it
love.
might be spells. For me, I'll just end up on like I don't know, the garden shed or something, doing some sort of job, and I'll just get like
You
rust
Lord of the
or
Flies, really, and you.
grime on it, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Um, and
waiting
obviously
for
now
the
we've got new logo. We've got a front of shirt sponsor this year, a proper one, and it
drama.
is. Yeah, Prava. It's always nice to have an
Global
alcohol
brand,
brand, isn't it? Yeah.
global brand, one of the
Yes. Yeah.
biggest. Um,
And
Nice
it takes
beer
the
as well.
jersey to the next level, in my opinion.
Loads of people want it with the logo on. So
Mm,
questions have been asked of Lance if people can buy one with the logo on. Um, and he was looking into it.
yeah.
Personally, I don't like logos on shirts. So for me, I'm not bothered. But so many people have said I want it with the sponsor on. And I just think Prava being such a global brand, just such a global brand, I'm grabbing onto that as well, Rhod.
Mm,
They're
yeah.
not going to want to invest in somebody who's going down the Swanee without a paddle. So
Hmm.
I'm reaching. I'm
Because
reaching.
how long do these deals usually last, Sam? We've had ones in the
I
past that have been multi-year, but whether they've just been renewed year on year or whether they've been signed as a 2, 3 year contract from the very
Yeah, they're
beginning, I don't
usually
know.
short-term things, so they're not.
Yeah. So this might just be for one season. So,
It could be season, but usually they go for like two or three.
yeah.
But I think once you're in the door with them,
Mm,
you're in the door, and I think you know, like when the region was first created with that black and white shirt, where at one point it was the most sold jersey in World Rugby for a
yeah.
club team. I think this jersey's got an iconic feel about it.
Hmm.
The collar, the identity of it, the nod to our 20 odd year heritage. Let's not make our heritage up like other people who we shall not mention. It's a nod back
Yeah.
to those 20 odd years where we've built and we've come together as a region. So I'm really loving that. I'm really looking forward. I love me a European shirt. So the last couple of seasons, I've gone for a European shirt first and then bought a home shirt later on in the season. So I'm keeping my powder dry for the European shirt
Hmm.
because that's usually the one that calls to me because it's a little bit more out there and a little bit more me usually. Like I loved the blue last year. Um, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the European shirt. Um,
What we
with
have
regard,
found out from Lance, sorry, Sam, is just that the planning for this starts a full 12 months in advance, if not more, for the next season's
yeah,
kit, isn't it? So if we want a classic cotton Ospreys jersey for our first season in St. Helens,
do it
we need
now.
to start putting the pressure on now. I've already tweeted Lance a couple of times over the last 6 months.
Hashtag cotton
Uh,
jersey.
yeah, classic cotton jersey. Lance, if you're listening.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so we'll ask for that. Um, the shop is no longer in the Swansea.com. There is going to be a shop in Bridgend on match days. But other than that, you've got Macron in Neath. Macron in Swansea is closed at the moment because I don't know if you've seen it on the news, Rob, but Cumbull around about. Wow.
No, what's happened?
It flooded on Sunday. And when I mean
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
flooded, there was
Yeah,
a Mini Cooper that got submerged.
yeah,
Um, if you've not seen it, have a look online because there were people out with paddle boards swimming. It was just insane, right? Weather was
yeah.
awful on Sunday, so
So
it
check your
flooded. So
drains because there might be an Ospreys jersey in there that's swept out of
potentially,
Macron
potentially.
Swansea.
So at the moment it's Macron and Neath. I don't think they're giving money off for season ticket holders. However, Rugby Haven in Swansea is an official partner of Ospreys, and if you show them your season ticket, you get your 10% off.
Mm.
So, centre of town, opposite Superdrug, nip in, get your bits and bobs in there, um, and they're a great bunch in there anyway. I get a fair bit in there. I had all my lion stuff in there. So that is kind of it for the Ospreys at the minute with regards to kits and stuff, but we've obviously got more coming with the European stuff. our first game of the URC is next week, and we're out in South Africa, and we are facing the Vodacom Bulls. So we've got them, and then the week after that we've got Stormers, and then we're home against Zebra, and then the week after that we've got my boys' team, Glasgow Warriors.
Hmm. Well,
So
it's a good time to be going out to South Africa. I know it's a really quick start to the season, and it's going to be pretty brutal on the boys. But
get out of the
all
way.
their internationals are going to be uh, out resting, recuperating. I don't follow the rugby championship much, so I don't actually know when it finishes. Is there
Well,
actual overlap, or will they just be not playing because
um,
they're rested?
oh God, they'd probably be rested because they've got to have a certain amount of
Oh, they'll definitely not be playing. It's whether
yeah,
it's because they're actually playing
um,
elsewhere or whether just because they're, yeah, recouping. But yeah, not a bad time to go out there in theory and try and claim a surprise scalp. Um,
go
you know, I
give it a whirl.
exactly, if we get a win, I think that'll be exceeding expectations, but we can certainly go out there and expect to pick up a few points
Yeah,
and get ourselves,
absolutely.
off the mark. It's
Yeah,
it's going to be that funny time in the season where, because just how, tours and trips
seasons
away
go.
fall, weird gaps start opening up before things start to say stabilize. So,
Yeah,
if we go out to South Africa, we could find ourselves, near the bottom of the table until we have a couple of favorable fixtures come our way. So
yeah.
it's always hard
Well,
to gauge how the season
we've got a
starts.
banana skin at game five and we with the Dragons away at Rodney Parade.
Yeah, I don't even
Now,
want to think about it yet.
can I say I haven't done hospitality this year. I got a normal season ticket. I didn't want to go quite as hooligan as Rhod over on the terrace because I got to be honest, it looks a bit cold. Looks like I could get damp and wet. And I ain't standing at my age. I'm 48 now. It's not happening. Um, but I have booked hospitality for Dragons. So I paid 150 quid for a top-notch sit-down meal, a nice seat, player interviews. So I treat myself to that.
So how does that
And
work? Is
hopeless.
that discounted
I
on
booked
top
it
of
through
your season
Dragons.
ticket, or have you just?
Just booked it through direct through Dragons.
Oh, sorry, it's away, isn't it? It's
It's
away.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay.
away. Um, so I am doing that. Um,
Hmm.
with regards to just doing that, looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Um, and then obviously we have our Edinburgh, and then we've got our international window break a little bit. Um, Edinburgh might be difficult because we've actually got a game as Wales on that same day against South Africa.
hmm,
It'd be interesting to see how we go up to Edinburgh and fare there because I'm not sure if Scotland is playing, but I certainly think there are some games that we can win within that first tranche,
yeah.
um, to get us in a better position before Christmas than we were last year.
Hmm.
So we know how well we did in the second half of the season after Christmas. So if we can just keep that
Yeah.
momentum going into the opening part, I don't think there's any reason why
No.
we can't finish top eight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Mark Jones will now have had the benefit of a proper preseason where he can implement some new stuff, some of his theories, and get that bedded in. We had a few players joining us halfway through the season as well, or properly joining us.
Yeah,
Vardy Boshoff, and I'm trying to think who else. Will Spence. We had these players coming
good
in
luck
sort
to
of
Will.
and having to
Oh,
quickly
crap.
pivot to our system, and they did fantastic. But players like Vardy will really benefit now of having just some time to chill out and then get back into the
Honestly,
Ospreys from day dot. So I think we're
I'm
in a
so
better position.
I'm so excited to see him and Dan Kasende.
Dan as well, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely love my boy Dan, but I'm
Hmm.
so excited to see him and Borshoff not coming off a Curry Cup season,
Yeah.
having a rest, having a chill, just going into normal pre-season, because look how they must have been
Yeah.
knackered by the end of last season, and they
And
were
not
still pulling out those performances. So
used to the climate, settled here, used to the conditions, everything will just be a bit easier from them. Maybe they won't be running so much on the high and the excitement of like, foreign land, rushed in at the last moment, suddenly getting loads of game time.
yeah,
But they'll have the opportunity to be a bit more calculated in what they do and playing
yeah,
into a system rather than just
absolutely.
Dan Casende running around, amazing as he is at doing so, and just like gathering everything and doing the classic South African winger thing of coming inside and just contributing
Yeah,
to a ruck or a maul or that real like work ethic, but actually, be a bit more strategic in their thinking now. So yeah, I think we're in a good position in that front. We've obviously had a net loss of players. We've signed fewer than we've lost. I think in total by maybe two or three players. So obviously that's going to have a real effect in terms
it
of just
is.
squad depth and squad size. We're already operating at a lower base than many of the other teams in the URC. So yes, interested to see how that plays out in the mid-season once we've accrued a couple of injuries.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the uncertainty in Welsh rugby at the minute, though, isn't it? I know like
hmm,
some of the other clubs have had like strong signings and stuff, but there is, let's talk about the elephant in the room. There is uncertainty in Welsh rugby at the moment, which is
yeah.
potentially stopping people from wanting to sign from us. But we have got Ryan Smith. I'm really like, I think he's had
Yes.
a head injury, isn't he? So he couldn't take part in the friendly. But I cards on the table, spoke to Lance Bradley with the OSC a couple of weeks ago. And he's confirmed that Dan Casendi's probably got a restraining order out against me, which is fair, to be honest,
I,
Um,
I didn't know where you go with that then. I thought this was some
didn't know.
some news story that
Got.
you were breaking. Okay.
Um, but it is some news story, because I was speaking about Ryan Smith and he was saying
Yeah.
he's settled in really well, he's really enjoying, he's loving the style of play at Ospreys. And I was saying, look, I've seen pictures of him on social media. I watched him playing out in Australia. Is he as big as he looks on the telly? And he was like, yeah, his head is massive. So a bit of an inside skinny. Lance Bradley said Ryan Smith's head is massive, which you can see from social media anyway. It's not really a secret. But I'm really looking forward to seeing him play, because he can shift. I am gutted that we couldn't retain Will Spencer, because he was a lolloping great giraffe for us last year, and I thought he was outstanding. Um, but good luck to him in second division in France. I'm sure he will be a credit to wherever he's gone. I can't, it escapes me at the minute. So I think there's uncertainty there in Welsh rugby at the minute.
Hmm.
Lots going on, but all being well, we'll have some resolution by the end of October. The consultation period is very much in full swing at the minute. Um, all the regional supporters clubs are having meetings with the Welsh Rugby Union. That's no secret. Um, Cardiff had theirs and had an interview with the Wales Online. I know that Dragons and Scarlets have also had their meeting with them. OSC is going to have a meeting with the Welsh Rugby Union as well. We've made that clear. We put a survey out, and loads of people responded. So if you responded, thank you so much for responding. Um, we are going to do our very best to advocate for you fans and us as fans as to why we in Welsh Rugby deserve a strong regional structure. So there will be more that's coming out around that. Um, and I do think that Dave Redden is starting to get a little bit of a sense of, it's not just finances in Wales,
Hmm.
it's passion, it's pride, it's that tribalism, it's that feeling of emotion.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's what, irrespective of whatever happens, there's a lot of stuff in the media at the minute. That's what we need to get across to him as fans, is that it's not just it's not just pounds and pennies on a balance sheet. This is history, it's legacy, it's rivalry, it's passion. I think for me, anybody who needs to remind him what it's like needs to go back to Phil Bennett's speech before England in 1977.
Mm.
Someone needs to read him that because that's how deep it is in
Yeah.
Wales. Um, and I don't want to waste too much time talking about it because it's draining. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, it is really, really draining. But go out, get your season ticket, show your
Hmm.
support, put your bum on a seat. If you can't buy a season ticket, go to whatever games you can. Engage in the survey. Next week, Lance is having a supporters question evening on Tuesday. Tickets are free. It's in the party pavilion. Sign up. Spaces are limited to 300. I've got a ticket. Rhod's got a ticket. Speaking to like people who listen, Gary, I know you've got a ticket, but go, engage, show how passionate we are, show the region what they mean to us, show up, be present,
Mm.
um, and just engage with it. We can change it. I know loads of people are saying the mind's made up and this, that, and the other. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and I ain't singing yet.
Yeah. And the rumor mill continuously circulates, doesn't it? And I'm sure we're all hearing different stuff on the daily, but there are new whisperings starting to emerge from certain corners saying that maybe their preferred option isn't just down to two, it could be two plus one. So I've sort of had a bit of a mental shift over the last couple of weeks where I almost feel, and it's not founded on anything solid or any kind of like real foundations, but I get the feeling, the sense, I was telling you this privately, Sam, beforehand, that
Yeah,
maybe they were just like lowballing from the start to, lay out the worst possible scenario to make the reality that they go for, if it's two plus one or two plus two, but reduced, to make that less of
soften the
a
blow.
harsh blow when it eventually comes. So, yeah, obviously it's all speculation and it's all
All
rumors, which is why it's
conjecture.
eternally draining to just continuously discuss this stuff,
It
isn't it?
is. And I
Maybe we
think
should just shut our mouths and wait for October
just
and just see what happens.
hold our
But
nerve.
yeah,
Hold
but
our
be
nerve.
vocal, but in a constructive way, obviously, as well, because
Yeah.
there's no
Don't
point going to these consultations and just shouting because change is happening. I'm sort of coming to
change
accept
is
that
coming.
something is gonna happen, isn't it? It's very unlikely to be four after the amount of time and money they've invested in walking this new walk. It's inevitable.
Be part of the
So
change you want to see.
yeah, let's try to get the best out of the situation, but keep our expectations
My
realistic, I guess.
nana always used to say, you get more with sugar than you do with vinegar.
Hmm.
So you can say, you know, F the Welsh Rugby Union, I'm not partaking in their survey, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. My argument on that is the same as voting. If you don't vote, don't moan about the state of the country because you've
Hmm.
done nothing to change it. So if you're
Yeah.
not engaging with if you're not engaging with the survey or the Welsh Rugby Union in a constructive manner, don't moan to me when a decision is made that you don't like. Because do you know what? I'm going to ask you, did you fill in the survey? Did you go to the fan thing? Did you do the OSC survey? If the answer is no to any of them, I don't give a fuck what you think because you've not engaged in the process.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be part of the change you want to see. Um, so for me, get involved. We've got until the end of, well, middle October really. So get involved, make your voice and opinion heard. Because if you don't, do you know what? You've only got yourself to blame if it doesn't pan out the way that you want it to pan out. And I'll get off my soapbox now because quite frankly, I'm just it's draining.
Yeah,
Like
and we're gonna have
my
lots more
yeah,
opportunities to talk about this. It's yeah,
like
yeah.
my
Let's leave it
age
there.
now. I've been through it. I've been through this with Welsh rugby before. I've been through various carnages with Welsh rugby. it's just a never-ending cycle, if I'm being honest. So for me, you know, yeah, I'm done. So it is, it is what it
Yeah.
is. But
And just write some good banners this season, you know, and
yeah,
embarrass the WRU on live TV.
get a
Because we know
sign.
what cameramen are like. They love a bit of controversy, and if you make a pointed remark on a banner,
Get a
they're
banner.
surely going to focus in on you at some point. So
Get a banner. But you
yeah.
know what? The only advice I'm going to give is if you get a banner, design it your fucking self. Don't steal it off someone else. That's all I'm saying. And if you know, you know. Um, that's all I'm saying. Just Rod's now like, fuck Sam, take the pin out of the hand grenade and just shove that in. But you know, get your paints out. Go to Hobbycraft. Go to the range. Get some paints out.
Mhm.
You know, paint yourself something. Got to be honest, the favourite sign I've ever seen is someone who went to see Gok Wan DJing, and it was "Go on Gok, show us you." Did amuse me rather.
And he hasn't been seen ever since.
Gok Wan's out in Ibiza at the moment, babes, DJing.
Oh,
And you know that
really?
because my manager's out there and
Is
she
that
said,
what
"Great,
he's doing
great day
now,
there
is it?
today."
Okay.
Yeah. Um, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Really, we've talked tonight, but I would like to say something that's touched my heart over the summer. Jack Morgan's friendship with Ellis Genge.
Mm.
Just goes to show Ellis Genge loves a cotch.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty cute, isn't it?
It's so cute. The other highlights for me over the Lions tour was the oh my God, which Irish player was it now? He was part of this the text phone social committee who read out Jack Morgan's texts on the bus. I'll post a clip. I've got it somewhere.
Okay. I didn't watch
Um,
much of the behind the scenes stuff, I must admit,
I
this time
I gotta
round.
be honest. Ellis Genge and Finley Bealham were sharing a room.
Hmm.
Comedy gold. Ellis Genge is just like the grumpiest bugger ever. Finley Bealham is like, let's do a podcast. This is what we do in the evening. And Ellis Genge is like, that's the camera. Why are you
Yeah.
lying? Why are you
Well,
saying that? That's not true.
the
Um,
DVD will be out soon, I'm sure.
oh yeah, I love the behind the scenes stuff. I really do. So that was a little unlikely friendship for me. Um, over the Van der Fleer, that's who it was. Van der Fleer was reading texts out, and
Hmm.
he read them in a really bad Welsh accent. Um, and it was quite funny. He was quite sarcastic.
God, I can't believe, Sam, that you're talking Lions. That feels like a lifetime ago now.
It was forever ago, but the reality was it was like 4 weeks ago. It wasn't that
I know,
far
I know.
far
It
away.
feels like forever that I haven't
But
thought about it.
it was that cute little friendship, and this obviously lasted because we went and did like a pre-season session
Yeah.
at Bristol Bears, and they were reunited, and it feels so good. I'm taking you back now, old school to the 80s. That song is like 20 years older than you.
Well,
Um,
at the Exeter game, my mum got a photo with Jack Morgan, and she
I
looks
absolutely know.
absolutely over the moon with it. She is
And the worst thing
grinning from
is,
ear to ear.
I saw that because I went down and spoke to your mum, and she was like, I had a photo with Jack. She was so chuffed with herself. And she was like, look, she was like, who, show Sam the picture. So I had to see the picture. And I was so chuffed for her. She was really happy. And he looked in fine form.
Yeah.
I just think he's such a lovely person. He just gets the job done. If he was my kid, I would be so proud. Like literally, I'd be like, my boy's Jack Morgan. I'd be like chaffing. Um, but yeah, unlikely friendship.
Mhm.
Um, I'm really thought of a random tonight, if I'm being honest.
Christ, I wasn't prepared for that either. I completely forgot about randos.
No, but do you remember at the end of last season that I didn't have any labubus?
Yes.
Did not have any labubus.
Watch
Only
where you're
like a
reaching now. I thought you were going to pull it out of there.
no, no, it's behind there. I can show you my one of my labubus. How many labubus do you think that I've got now?
Oh, I think John's had to move out. You've got 12 of them in the bed. One's taking a shower right now.
I've got five. I've got five Labubus, right? Um, had them for good prices as well. So the ones that I waited for 3 months from Pop Mart came, super, super cute. I then had two from a really good seller on Vintage who did not scalp me. And yesterday on TikTok Live for Pop Mart, managed to get a Coca-Cola Labubu. It should be here tomorrow. Living the dream. And yeah, I got the Dimmos, I got the Skull Pandas. I've had to buy myself, no one of those IKEA pinboard things.
Hmm.
I had to buy myself one of those because I got like 20 odd bag charms to dangle off them. So that's my current obsession that I've now got over the summer. So have you had any obsessions over the summer?
Um, oh, that's a good question. I've been doing lots of woodwork. I've actually got a spoon here, a salad. I'm working on a salad spoon, salad fork set, and I've done the
Nice.
spoon so far. I've got the outline and the rough shape hacked out of the fork part of the set. But here's my spoon. I don't know if you can be able to see it.
Nice.
Got some nice.
Oh,
It's got a
nice bit
nice
of
knot in
grain there.
it. Lovely bit of grain. Yeah, some nice curves on it. So
New
yeah, that's what I've
hobby.
been micro obsessing on over the summer. Not just that one spoon. That only took me about a day and a
But
half. But
it happens, so doesn't it? Like you get like, I think that's ADHD, as you do get like a thing in your head, and all of a sudden that's your life.
yeah,
That's your
woodwork's a
life.
constant for me. Woodwork, Lord of the Rings, bit of bonsai. Those things never change. Everything
I
else
have
seems to come
got
and go. And
a
fishing.
I got a Lego bonsai tree.
They're really nice.
It's
They're
really
proper
cute.
cute. Yeah,
It is
yeah.
really, really cute.
Hmm.
But this is one of my boo-boos. Got a crown.
Here's one I grew earlier.
La boo boo. There is actually a song on Spotify, and literally it goes la boo boo, la boo boo, la boo boo. That's all it is. Um, got one for you. Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix?
No.
What a vibe!
I,
What a vibe!
is it what? Thriller?
No, it's a
Horror?
cartoon.
Scary? Oh,
No,
really? Okay.
cartoon musical for teenagers. Um, put it on
Doesn't
the
sound
other
like my
day.
thing. I'm into anime and stuff like that, but
Did not. Literally, I was like, I'm not gonna like this.
hmm.
Not gonna like this. Not gonna like it. Then all of a sudden I'm going, my little soda pop, and I'm trying to do the dances.
Hmm.
Um, it's a vibe.
What
So
about
recommendation from Sam, K-pop Hunters.
Hostage on Netflix? New series just coming
Oh,
out at
I've
the
got that on my
moment.
watch list.
Yeah, that's very good. I've been smashing that. Um,
Got that on my watch
very
list.
engaging, very intense.
Um,
And I, more and more these things seem ever more less far-fetched, if that sentence makes sense. I can't work out
world's
if that
class,
makes sense.
Rhod.
Yeah, like it's so mad, but it genuinely doesn't feel like that crazy anymore. Um,
No,
yeah,
I've actually been watching the most current season of South Park.
hmm.
Amazing.
I was
Really,
never
really
into
good.
South Park.
Oh my God, they are ripping the shit out of Trump in this one, saying that he's sleeping with Satan and the last step. No, the tariffs thing.
Mm,
John was like, the only reason I've started watching it is John was like, you've got to watch this, Sam, because they've explained tariffs using Labubus. And I'm like, what do you mean they've explained tariffs using Labubus? Basically, all the kids in South Park are now obsessed with Labubus. This shop has set them up and is like absolutely scalping them. And the Chinese guy who runs the shop is like, they're saying to him, well, why is it costing me $100? And he's going, tariffs, tariffs. And he's like, you pay tariff, me no pay tariff. And it's just like thing. And then they got this Labubu cult that you've got to have a Labubu to have like a satanic ritual and stuff. So I watched it and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much my life now. I'm 48 and I'm buying, buying toys. I actually bought clothes for them
well, who
yesterday.
who whoever said that South Park doesn't teach you about current affairs and geopolitics and
Honestly, like
global
literally,
trade?
I was so excited to get home today because I bought my blue Labubu an outfit with navy trousers, a knitted blue sweatshirt with a love heart on and a
Mm.
stitch hat, he looks epic. So I dressed my little boo earlier on. And then I had to remind myself I'm actually 48. So I need to behave myself now because I'm 48. But, you're only as old as you feel. And I feel like 12 in my head. So
Forever 12.
forever 12. I've literally got the sense of humour of a 12-year-old boy. I can't even lie. But that is our little first 2.1 episode. I believe it's episode 39.
Something in that
Fifth,
ballpark, isn't it? Yeah,
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 51 episodes to go until we get our tattoos.
yeah, yeah. Somebody in work the other day, I was telling them about the podcast, and they were like, "Oh yeah, whatever, interesting, blah blah blah." And then they looked it up on their phone, and they're like, "You're 38th episode." I thought they would, I was just talking about
Yeah,
something naff, but here we are, season 2.
we're not naff, we're budget.
We're budget. What was the
Budget.
full phrase? You got to sign us out on that 5-star review,
Well,
that 1-star
from
review.
from us, the Budget Podcast, we hope that we have brought you premium banter. I still don't know what I'm talking about, but but we're back for season 2, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
we're not completely useless, but we are budget.
Yeah.
It's no expense spared. I got a background and everything. Even thinking of getting myself a neon sign made on Temu.
Sam
Okay,
does her
I check.
makeup before we record.
Yeah.
That's how much we care.
Listen, I've lost weight for this podcast. 4 stone lighter than I was last year. Well, I haven't lost weight for a
Ooh.
podcast. I've just lost weight. But I'm a skinny bitch now. I've got to be skinny for my public. You know. But that is us. This has been episode 2.1. If you liked it, you know what to do. This is going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I
Hmm.
will share some posters of pictures of my labubu's on socials, especially the ones that are
Yeah.
dressed.
And leave us some reviews on Spotify. I think we could have more of those. We don't promote ourselves well, but I
No,
think more reviews would certainly help, wouldn't it? So
just don't call us
um
budget.
yeah, yeah. Or do, but just give us a 5-star with
Just give us a 5 and say we love the budget. Like, if we were looking at supermarkets, then we give Waitrose on a little budget,
Yeah,
don't
that's what
we?
we're talking
Or
about.
Marks and Spencer's on
Yeah,
a little budget.
yeah, yeah. Aldi price match. That's what we are.
Do, 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 do. No, that's Asda. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back
Mhm.
properly from next week.
Yeah,
We hope you love it. We love being back. We really missed it over the summer. And we will see you next week in preparation for the lads going away to South Africa.
yeah.
This is us. Cheerio, bye.
Diolch yn fawr.